Better now. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. So I was saying the cost of naturally building these homes is much more greater, whether from a monetary standpoint and also from a psychological, emotional point of view, right? And so one of the things that I want us to factor that in is the sooner we build these homes, I think the better it is. If you're looking at inflation, and also that we getting older and we will need more resources to able to have a quality of life. At least that's what we should plan it that way. We will thank you, appreciate it. We will need to just make these decisions. And so I know sometimes too, YouTube, it's interesting, what you see on YouTube, and that could be like maybe sometimes people think that's all it is. So I mean, YouTube is good for place to start information, but I don't think it is all be all to some extent. Because I personally don't put quality stuff. Sometimes there's certain things that I don't put on YouTube, and stuff like that. Those are paid access, right? Now I'll give you an example. I've been tracking the data of the people that move back, that are actually thriving. My threshold of thriving is really high. Is really high, right? Okay. Um, and so when and I've been keeping that data. What is it that people are able to do when they move back? They can be successful. So I'm looking at it from people that live in the West for some time, 10, 20 years, and they've moved back, whether permanently or semi. So they do about 5 to 6 months, a year. How are they able to thrive with it and be successful? And I'm finding a pattern. Okay, I'll just give you one. I'm not gonna the rest you gotta come get them. The one thing I'm noticing is this: all of them, without exception, from what I'm gathering, they build a house first as the foundation for the launch pad to be able to get into the real estate, to other businesses. They had a place to stay, right? And so, without exception, I've never met one yet who was living in rental apartment or somebody's house, daddy's house, mommy's house, that were able to do that. Everybody that I've met right now, that at least I respect what they are doing, they are actually they started with their home first. So they build either their dream home or starter home and something like that. And then from there they take the resources, and then as they expand to other businesses, then they are building the dream home. And some of them actually did have multiple homes before they started doing the business aspect. So I think sometimes you don't see that on the YouTube space, and it looks like people go to come back, and the reasons are all different and stuff. But for me, I'm gonna tell you, um, you have to build a home. You really have to build a home. It's very, very important. It's very, very important, because then you have that stability, you have that foundation first, then you can focus on the business. I think that's way much better. And also, there's something about when you have the home over there and you invest the money into the home, you become more invested. If you are renting, you can just get out anytime. You don't have any ties. You're not grounded. But if you have something that you pump money into, where you are invested, you're much more invested to want to do something and generate the secondary income that you need, if that's what it is, or primary income, right? So I've seen that. So I pushed for that. I was in Ghana this summer. I met some cool people. Exactly, that's what they're doing. And Ghana is really, really awesome. If you plan well, I'm telling you, that place, with all the crazy stuff that is going on and stuff like that, you can find your piece of heaven over there if you really, really put the things in place. Um, you can be immune from almost 98% of all the problems, right? And I saw people that were doing very well at a high level. They're not on YouTube. Not everybody's on YouTube, okay? They're high level, and I got to spend some time with them, some multiple times, and I would see what they were doing, and it's mind blowing, right? It inspires you. It inspires you to be the company of winners, and people who could literally go buy a luxury car, go spend 100, $200,000 on a luxury car, but that is not uh, the desire right now. They say we'll get them later, but in the meantime, I want to take this money and do these things. And then there's also the social responsibility aspect. and we got to have incredible conversations, right? About the burden of ambition, right? When does it stop? What is next? What do you do when you see opportunities all the time? Are we ever going to get to a point that we've said, okay, we've done enough? And we come to the conclusion that it's not. We just wired that way. We always want to challenge ourselves, and then build something and increase something because we will see the opportunity. But then the question becomes, you also take the time to enjoy, the hard work. So we did enjoy the hard work very, very well. We had a great. We went to some cool places. We went to There's some hidden places in Accra that the ashlands of society got us in there. So we were able to go to some of those places and we felt at home. And so the dream is real. You can live the life you want. You just have to uh, be willing to pay the price and find the mentorship that is going to help you design this thing because it's a long haul. We don't want you, when they say, you remember this guy, right? It always comes with something, right? So we want it to be like, you basically increase your lifestyle for several decades, but you have to build yourself there. So what is the mindset? We tell people, we rather have you have a Toyota Highlander in your park in front of your mansion than a Bentley renting somebody's apartment. Um, so one makes you a real boss, and it's up to you to decide which one. So we are telling people, if you want a Range Rover, we have these luxury cars, like luxury things. I love them all, but you have to earn those. And what I mean by earn those is basically take care of the foundational stuff. And so when you get them, you can actually enjoy it. What is the point of you have these people have luxury cars, they're not even driving it, right? you know. And so, like DOT said, that says, yes, MC, you have to build now. It's going to get higher. And now I'm thinking, I am going to be doing my plastering next year. So I'm like dreading it. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure something out. We've been this road before. 2012, 2014, swimming run from 10 cities to 30 cities and then 33 cities at the end of the year. So I've seen this before. So hey, we have no choice but to make these things happen, and we are going to make that happen. So what are we telling people? The house is important. It's more important to me. It's even more important than the business. Business is 50-50. I think probably it's like, it's probably less than 50-50. And stuff like that. But you need that foundation piece to be able to do that. So let's get his home built. Let's build. I'm a stickler for let's get him well. Let's build him well, and so we can enjoy it. And one of the things I do to help me, because like DOT and these guys here who are building will tell you that it's not easy, right? It's not easy, and there's a lot of resources on dedication and commitment. And I think the building process or philosophy, it makes you a real man and it makes you a real woman, because it's going to test all aspects of yourself, mentally, physically, psychologically, and financially. Right? It's gonna show you who are your real friends and who are not your friends. It's gonna show you a lot. It's also gonna show you about yourself, what you can do and what you cannot do, right? And so it's very, very important. It's really very, very important. It's a matter for those things. So when I do say, God's willing, inshallah, when I finish the secondary home, I'm going to have that party. I already got a bottle for that. We're going to pop for that. I already got all that thing laid out. It's not cheap. So I use those things as motivation. I send benchmarks. I say, okay, there's certain things that I want. Maybe a luxury car, luxury item that I really want. So I set a goal. I say, okay, if I accomplish this thing, I'll get myself this thing. And that becomes a motivation. I'm going to get a luxury car in a couple, but there's a goal. I'm going to have some luxury stuff, but it's a goal or benchmark using the building process to be able to do that. So I think that is what keeps the motivation in. All right. I'm now the lenter over to cast. Yes, casting, man. When I was in school, organic chemistry was responsible for weaving a lot of people from going to medical school, right? I think casting is probably the part that prevent people from building multiple stories, and stuff like it's no joke. If done well, it could be more expensive than the foundation. I tell people. So I understand that's no joke. casting done well is probably the single most expensive, component of the building. Finishing has a bunch of stuff going on. So I feel you, but hey, we gotta do them. We gotta do them well. Make sure it's done well. The iron rods are laid right with the sizes. The spacing. If it's hidden beams, all those things are done the right appropriate of ratio for the cement and sand and all aggregates and all those things. So I wish you the best. So doing that. So okay. So this question, Joe Fox, there's a lot. This is a consultation question, and the reason I say that is because there's a lot of things I have to factor in: your skills, the skills you have, your income, what do you want, how much money you need to generate, what is a risk tolerant level, do you need to make money right away, or you want to build something in 6 months, what are the challenges and stuff, because um, there's so many things and stuff like that. So we do have a real estate business over there. We have people build homes. The land, we do buy land. We are kind of like limited with the land because buying land in specific areas is headache. And so, but we can build you anything from single homes to multi complexes. We have a team that are able to execute. Um, a lot of them are licensed. The core people are all licensed. And so, and we are ethical. Your money is safe with us. So far, nobody came out and said we did something to their money, right? And we'll deliver, okay? And so I think reach out to me, on the website. You can see right there on the screen underneath that, and then we can talk specifics tailored to you. What is it that you want? What are the numbers look like? Because some people want to make like $2,000 a month in Ghana. Some people want to make $5,000 a month, right? Some people want to make more. So it depends. What is it that you want? What lifestyle that you want? And we can talk about how also you can. There's a way you can do all these projects, right? There's a way. I'm finding out from a lot of when I'm meeting these guys and I'm telling them, hey, you probably put 100,000, $1 million into this thing. How are you able to do these things? And we have those ideas, what is going on, those things, consultation. All right, come see me. Sharika Kola, long time. I hope you are doing very, very well. So glad to have you back. Um, ceiling height. Um, so I would say ceiling height, factor in POP. Um, I would say go for 12 if you can. Chances are because of when they stack up the cement blocks, it's going to be about 11.3, 11.6, depending on how much mortar they are using between those cement blocks. So I would say anything above 11, you are good. The POP, don't let them drop it more than a foot. There's no reason to be doing that. They should be able to drop it about 6 inches max and still get you the designs. And so when you do that, it's very, very important. Listen, it's like these little things that we take for granted is very, very important to be able to have it. I'm a tall dude. If I lift my hands and there's a 9 foot ceiling height, I might cut my fingers, right? So so here's the thing. It's very, very important. It brings right energy, right appeal and stuff to it. So I'm not um and the challenge for is though your blueprint might say 9 foot if you're doing a state 910 max, but that also means you have to factor in where your staircase is because technically for every height you go up, you have to give the width in a staircase depending on whether you have L shape and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that you have to factor in because other than that, your staircase will be very, very steep, which is not safe and stuff like that. So anything if you can get 12 ideal, but anything between 11 to 12 is awesome. Okay. That is so I'm measuring from the ground to the ceiling, POP ceiling. Okay. Yes. This rental thing, I'm telling you, man, is rent. I'm gonna make a prediction. The rate of rent increases by the end of next year is gonna be higher than the adjustment inflation rate for building. Okay, because the rent is just out of control. And I mean, you got to come out with 2 years right away. And so rent, especially in Accra, is pushing a lot of people out of Accra, which is fine. We don't have to live there. And so it's almost the good thing though. It's almost like right now it doesn't even matter where you build, where you're building at, because the expansion. And so, but the rate, oh man, is ridiculous, right? They're getting really greedy about that. So I would say take your time and build something, So um, it's just hard. The stress of landlord, man. I don't know, man. It gets to some point you don't want to do that stuff, to be at the mercy of somebody, who's gonna. And you're an adult, okay? You're not a child. To be at mercy of somebody who's controlling your life, and because you rent from them, sometimes they view you in a certain light, not in the best light. Sometimes they feel they can talk to you in a way. Man, I don't like that. Maybe it's me. Okay. All right. Good to hear that. All right. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. The details matters. The details matters. Okay. It does matter. How you build your house matter. Decisions you make matters, because I remember I've been through this process one time, and even we did our best, and I also found that the first house is still inadequate to certain. It was very good, but it's not my best work yet. I think the second one is much more my best work yet, because I have the experience, and I know what size is really more than what you need, and some size is just ridiculous. You're not gonna use that space and stuff. So the details matters, and I'm telling you is when we talk about you know there's our website, by the way. You can check our website, reach out to us. When we talk about our consultations and all that stuff, and I'm like, man, when we started, there was nothing. When I came on board, there was two videos. There's two people doing videos on YouTube about building, building in Africa, right? In Ghana, I'll say Ghana. There was nothing. There was no information. There's nothing. We didn't know where to go, so we kind of like did a bunch of stuff, try and error and stuff like that. We did okay, but now, man, it's so easy to me now, because in the process of doing that, I've learned a lot. I go to places, I've figured stuff, um, and those information is not necessarily public. It's not, because there's a difference. These homes, there's a difference. There's homes you go in there, it's nice, but it was not positioned properly. The layout's not good, so you don't get to maximize the house. Things are in a way too much things, and I think it matters, right? You can walk into a home, and that's why I say this without a doubt. If you tell me, if you say you give me 1 week to spend 1 week in the nicest hotel in Ghana, 1 week in Ghana, than to spend 1 week at my house, I'll pick my house any day. It's not even a discussion. It's not, because functionally, there's nothing like being home. You come home psychologically, emotionally, you feel like, okay, this is mine, it belongs to me, have control over these things. It's very, very important. It's really, really important. So we can, whatever how we are building, we can do better. I believe so. I think so. We can do way much, much better. So I think we shouldn't shortchange ourselves, right? There's more to information than YouTube. There's more. There's way more. I know that for a fact. Um, and stuff. And so, and some people just can bring the value. They just can bring the value and give you the insight, and maybe help you articulate the dreams and add some things that maybe you and I have been thinking about, from lighting, type of lighting, from roofing style to architecture, to gate designs, to provisions made for the future when we move on to other systems. Your house is have those provisions in there, right? So it's really important. All right. Few questions. I don't want to keep you too long. So let's build this home. And I shout out to all the people that are building your homes. I appreciate you. I respect you. I don't take it lightly. I know what it takes to do it. So I know what you are going through, and I got your back. Let's do well. If we can, find a way to um, talk about stuff, that's cool. And stuff like that. I think it cost me to be in 10 years. Ghana inflation, what is it? What are they saying? 28? Not 28. Not 28. It's between 45 to 50%. Um, is your income going to grow at that rate? No. Not all of us. Not all of us. Some people will do well. So at least let's say the house costs $200,000 right now. Let's say the house you want to build costs $200,000 now. So I'm just looking at data from 2012 to now. Okay, 2022, about 10 years. If you should be 10 years, which should be what, 2032? Adjust inflation, or you throw everything in there, it will still cost you equivalent of about another 150 to 200,000. So double what would have cost you if you throw in there with the currency and everything. It's still going to cost you a lot. And what it's going to do is going to force people to build smaller homes, um, and stuff like that, or it's going to force people to go into debt. I've seen people build homes with all kind of strategies, as that's not good, and stuff like that's what's going to force that. So, mine say I don't see any benefit in waiting. I just don't see it. I think we just have to grind through this thing and get it done. There's no benefit. It's going to be massively expensive. Um, and I'm looking at it from the first house, which was really expensive, to the second one. I'm looking at the numbers. Even though the second one is half the size of the first one, so I'm factoring everything in. It's gonna end up being there, right? So we got to build them. We really got to build them. We got to find the drive, the motivation. We really is very important. We have to start and follow through. It's very important. Find whatever it is that will push you through. Um, and we do have a good time when I'm in Ghana. I meet with some people. We do some cool stuff. We spend money. We go out. We go to some nice places. We do that stuff. Is not gonna come on YouTube. But I wish I can show you some of those things, because it shows that, when you build this home, it's not like your life is over and you don't have any life. No, you can actually do stuff, and enjoy you buying your life back. So take the 5 years, 7 years, whatever. I know your friends will be doing those things. Don't worry about that. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So build yourself, and then when you done, you are going to be able to live at a much higher level, longer, because you've put things in place. So, and I would say that the day I feel like building in Ghana is a waste of time, I'll come back and change it. But as of now, it's a great thing. Okay, it's a great thing. Yeah, you know, it's true. It's fact. A lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening, but I don't think we are helpless. I think it's harder. It's a little bit harder, yes, but we got to be strategic. We got to be strategic, and you just got to find the right people to help you. See, this is how you go around these things, um, and stuff like that. So that is it. I'm not worried per se. I'm not worried. It sucks though, because it costs you more money, but I'm not worried because I do find ways to get the things done. And so I think there's a way. And even mine, I'm trying to do the best to finish this thing very quickly, because I think this will be the last residential home and then I'm gonna take a break and figure out what else I want to do. So we just have to go through, Ghana Dreams for Life. I know you are doing your thing. We just have to go through, but I can promise you, when you finish this home, I don't care what the apartment looks like. I just don't care. I really don't care. That home has so much meaning, so much value to you, that it doesn't matter whether you go to Kapinski and get the executive suite, which, moving pick or whatever, and pay whatever the $10,000 they are charging and stuff. It wouldn't matter, because it's not yours. Psychologically, you know it's not yours. You got to leave, right? So let's do it. In spite of all the challenges, the politics and all the stuff, let's do it. I believe you guys can do it because I was able to do it. It's just I wanted more. It's just a drive. You just get if you wanted more, you're gonna get it done. That's what it's going to take, right? If you don't want it more, you're gonna make excuses, um, and stuff like that. So just want it more. I want it bad. I really, and I'm very deliberate. Okay, deliberate what I put in my mind. If I go watch a luxury home, that means I'm trying to get some ideas to implement. If I look at luxury cars, I'm trying to buy one. If I look at luxury jewelry, I'm trying to buy one. Other than that, I don't go watch those things. So whatever I put my time in, or I process in my head, that means I'm trying to get those things, and I use that as a drive. Okay, life is a beautiful thing. Some people are reliving life. Not everybody's going to Ghana and coming back. I trust you. Some people are doing so well. They don't want to come back. And I've met some of them, and I can tell you they did it right. Legitimately, they're in a great space. They have money. They have the lifestyle. They will never be on YouTube. They're not coming on YouTube. Okay. And so we can't just look at YouTube and think that's the whole picture, right? And so there's more to it than that. So, and I've spent time with them, and we talk about everything, life, what we want in the end, what does all these things matter, and so our social responsibilities. And these are very, very good people, and we have a great time. I mean, we have a blast. And so we can have the life we want. I have no doubt. We can have Miss Callie. Glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. We can have the life you want. You can have it at a much more higher level. So do the work. Do the work, pay the price. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's 76. Tomorrow it might be 77. But we still got to do it because that's what winners do. Winners make things happen. And we are winners. And so, and I can tell you, if you know how this thing plays out, you get another job and wrap this thing up. I mean, it's dope. It's really dope. There's nothing like it. It's always dope. So I believe we can do it. And my goal is to, encourage you guys. I see you guys do. I watch your videos. You guys build and stuff like that, and they encourage me as well. So because I know the feeling. I know everything you're going through. I know the feeling. I know what's going to happen when you're finished too. It's the same. We all go through that, but just wanting more. Just wanting more. Don't and be focused, man. Don't get distracted. Don't look at Instagram, somebody's life. Don't look like that. Get your life. And then you also too. Yeah, you will get your luxury car. You will get your luxury jewelry. They will come to and live the life you want. All right. So I believe in you. I believe in all of you. Um, and I've said it. That first night is I will put it probably the top two greatest feeling. Um, greatest feeling. It's incredible. You were in nothing. Listen, I learned something. When you finish those, it doesn't even matter what people think of you. It wouldn't matter like what people, because you know why? For the first time, you've proven to yourself you're a winner. You've accomplished something, and I tell you is that nobody can put you down. If nobody, for what, right? So the confidence is established now because you've put in the work, you've disciplined yourself, you pay the price. So it really doesn't matter what other people say. You've proven to yourself, and the respect will come, and then the other things will come. But it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. And so you would kick yourself and be like, man, I should have, I should have gone harder, right? I should have gone higher. So it's a good spirit, good feeling. I want you guys to experience it. Anytime I go home, man, I'd rather be there. I'd rather be at my house than anywhere. I'm just telling you. And so I can't wait to this one because this one is going to be a masterpiece. I'm trying to find, all the motivations and all the ideas to make this thing the best thing I could ever build. And so I'm gonna do it, you know, whatever it takes. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it happen. Okay. So that's the only way. Um, it's like it's and stuff like that. So let's do it. Let's do it. Life has a way. Someday we meet, or with me, or you can reach out to me. We can talk. We can share ideas. If it's business, it's business. We have that aspect because we got to take care of the people back home as well. So we have that. Don't limit yourself. Wherever your house is, it can be better. If in my house, I know it can be better. And I run things with people all the time, and I pay people to do stuff for me. I do it because I want it to be the best that I could ever build. So there's ideas we can do a lot with these homes, right? A lot with this home. So let's make it happen. um, I was in San Diego, Miss Kelly, a couple of weeks ago. I love San Diego, but the home prices they're not cheap. Anyway, so if you don't have any questions, I'll wrap it up. I believe in all of you guys. Those who haven't started, please start. It's a wonderful thing. Let's get these houses built. We don't want to live in our father's home. We don't want to live in our mama's home. We don't want to live in our uncle's home. We don't want to drive a luxury car in an apartment. We don't want none of that. We want our own. We want our own life, our own dream. We want to be in control of our own destiny. We want our own respect that is earned. And so that is how we want it. So let's go get it. There's no limitations, right? Let's push ourselves to our highest potential. Okay. And so I'm just started, and I know you guys are just started. I'm highly motivated. I'm excited on this journey. And I look forward to maybe, our path will cross somewhere, some way and stuff like that. So, but let's make it happen. Okay. I appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for the feedback. Um, DUT. I don't know what you call it, DUT or that. African Genius. Thanks for the feedback. This mic, something else. All right. So have a great weekend. Keep your dreams alive. Don't compromise your standard of excellence. Your dreams are not for sale. You never negotiate that with anyone. And I mean anyone, right? Because only you know what you want out of life and what you want to be. So it's not negotiation, right? We're going for the top. We'll get it, right? And we are determined to live and have all the best life has to offer. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.